Welcome back to NeuroEnglish Now. Today we're talking about something super practical, how to complain politely in English. So whether it's bad service at a restaurant, a defective product, or a frustrating customer service experience, knowing the right phrases can really help you sound professional and confident.
Exactly. Complaining doesn't have to be, rude or confrontational. In English-speaking cultures, politeness is, so important, even when you're upset about something. We'll show you how to make your complaints polite but effective.
All right, so as we just said, being polite can really make a difference when you're making a complaint. Let me share a quick story to show what I mean. I remember this one time at a coffee shop, my coffee order came out wrong. It wasn't a big issue, but I just blurted out, "Hey, this isn't what I ordered."
Oh no. How'd that go?
Not great. You could actually feel the tension, The barista got defensive, and I felt like I was being rude even though I didn't mean to. It was just like pure reaction. And in hindsight, starting with something like, "Excuse me," or "I'm sorry to bother you," would have totally changed the vibe.
Exactly. Politeness isn't just about manners. It's also about setting the tone, Making the other person feel respected, even if you're upset. That alone.
It really makes a difference.
Right. It can diffuse a lot of that initial awkwardness or tension. Plus, if you're calm and polite, they're more likely to, want to help solve the issue.
Totally. I mean, think about it. It's a give and take, right? If you come at someone with respect, they're probably going to mirror that back. And that's the trick. Stay polite and firm without coming across as aggressive or entitled. It's honestly a skill.
Yeah, and it's one that really stands out in English-speaking cultures, where being direct can sometimes be misunderstood as you being, rude or even confrontational.
Exactly. It's not just about what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. And the payoff is huge. You're more likely to get what you want without making anyone feel bad.
Plus, being polite actually kind of keeps you calmer too, right? It gives you a moment to think before reacting on impulse.
That's such a good point. And we'll dive into some specific phrases you can use in different situations, like dining out or dealing with faulty products. So stay tuned. So, picking up from what we were just saying about staying polite while making complaints, let's break down some key phrases you can use. Imagine you're at a restaurant and your food comes out cold. Instead of just saying, "This is cold," you might say something like, "Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, but my food seems cold. Could you warm it up, please?"
That intro, "I'm sorry to bother you," is so effective. It gives them a heads up that you're not trying to, attack them, but just bringing up an issue calmly.
Exactly. The key is to address the problem without putting the other person on the defensive. Another example is if your order is wrong. You could say, "I ordered the grilled chicken, but this seems to be fried. Could you check that for me?"
Such a difference from saying "this isn't what I ordered," in a blunt tone, right? It just sounds less, demanding.
Totally. And what if the service is slow? You could go with, "I understand you're busy, but we've been waiting for quite a while. Could you check our order, please?" It acknowledges their effort while still addressing the problem.
I love that. It's firm, but still respectful. Now let's switch gears. What about, a defective product? Say you've bought a phone that isn't working properly.
You could say, "I recently bought this phone, but unfortunately it's not working as expected. Could I get a replacement or a refund?" See how polite but clear that is?
Totally. And if you want to soften it even more, you could say something like, "I'm afraid there seems to be a problem with this item. Could you help me with it?"
Exactly. It's polite but still keeps the discussion focused on solving the problem. Now, Sarah, let's do a quick role play example.
Okay, maybe I'll be the customer and you're the server at a restaurant. So, here goes. "Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, but this soup seems to be a little cold. Could you warm it up for me, please?"
Oh, I love that phrasing. And I'd respond with something like, "Of course, I'm so sorry about that. I'll take care of it right away." See, that polite tone really sets the stage for a collaborative solution.
So true. But now let's show what not to do. What about if I just said, "Hey, this is cold. Fix it."
Oof, yeah, that creates tension immediately. And honestly, the person helping you might be less inclined to, go above and beyond. It really highlights the importance of softening your tone.
Absolutely. And, even when dealing with bigger frustrations, say bad customer service, starting with, "I appreciate your help, but," is a lot better than going straight to complaining.
Right? These softening phrases, "Could you please," "I'd appreciate it if," and I'm afraid are your best friends when making a complaint. Sprinkle them into your sentences, and you'll sound calm, professional, and approachable. Trust me, it works wonders. So, we've gone over polite phrases and specific examples, but let's take a step back and think about why all of this matters. Your tone and approach, how you deliver these phrases, can be just as important as the words themselves. How you say something can completely shift the outcome of a conversation.
Exactly. Even if you're really frustrated, staying calm makes it way easier to get what you want. It's kind of like diffusing a bomb, right?
Haha, maybe not that drastic, but yeah, the principle's the same. Staying calm keeps things constructive. When you're polite, it's less about blame and more about solving the problem together.
Right. And one way to stay calm is to pause before you respond. Say you're upset because something went wrong. You can take a moment to, breathe and think about how to phrase what you're going to say. It kind of helps you avoid blurting out something you might regret.
Totally. And another trick is to focus on positive phrasing. Instead of saying, "You messed up my order," you could try, "I think there might have been a small mix-up. Could we fix it?" See the difference? It's still clear but much less confrontational.
Yeah, and positive tone works like magic in tricky situations. People usually mirror your energy, so if you stay friendly, they're more likely to be, cooperative.
Exactly. And that applies beyond English, honestly. It's just good life advice. But since we're focusing on language learning, I say we do a quick exercise to wrap things up.
Great idea. All right, listeners, here's your challenge. Think about a time you were annoyed by something, like bad customer service or a defective product. Now, take a moment to rephrase your complaint with a polite tone. For example, instead of, "This was terrible service," try, "I really appreciate your efforts, but I'd like to discuss an issue I've had."
Ooh, I love that example. It's like instant conflict resolution. And once you've got your rephrased sentence, try saying it out loud. Remember, practice makes perfect, especially with tone. The more you practice these polite phrases, the more natural they'll feel when you actually need them.
And honestly, it's not just about getting what you want. Being polite helps you too. It keeps you calmer and more focused. So, yeah, next time you're upset about something, remember to pause, breathe, and choose your words carefully.
Absolutely. All right, that's a wrap for today. Hopefully you've picked up some great tips on how to, complain politely. Sarah, always a pleasure chatting with you.
Same here. And to all our listeners, thanks for tuning in. Remember, whether it's about food, products, or anything else, being polite can make all the difference. We'll see you next time.